Growing up, Manny was a very bright kid. He's very intelligent. He was in a lot of gifted and talented education programs as a young kid.
Grandma told me now or later, you gonna be looking for your savior. Pray to God.
I'm not a bad kid. I just was put in a circumstance. I was just put in a situation that wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. And I suffered the consequences from it.
But I don't got no one to make up, cause I know that the streets won't say it started 2012.
On this particular day, on November the 6th of 2022, it was one of those days in our home. My husband was very irate, very disrespectful, very ignorant to everyone in the house. He was just being rude to us. Long story short, he tried to attack me. He tried to assault me, and my son interfered. As I was going out the door, he ran towards me and did like this, basically was grabbing at a gun like he was about to shoot me, and my son shot him. He shot him in the foot and in the leg, but he said he was just trying to make him stop because he was running towards us. Well, after he shot him, he got up and he started shooting at me, my grandkids, and my son. So we were kind of like running, trying to get away from it. So my son and him were like basically in a shootout.
But I don't got no I'ma make up, cause I know that the streets won't say so by the time that I was 15 hustling.
The first thing was to make sure that he was okay. Mentally, that he was okay. We had not heard from Manny or Mom, and so on the school end, we wanted to reach out just to make sure that they were okay.
School wasn't in yet because it was spring break. His godfather died actually on Easter, April the 9th. He left, went to Las Vegas. I was very adamant about him not going by himself, and the day that I got there, they arrested him. He was arrested. They charged him. They were trying to charge him with like 6, 7 felonies, damages of property, the assault and battery resulting in bodily harm against my husband. And it was bad because he's never been in trouble, you know what I mean? And as a mom, to see your son in this situation, it made me feel bad because I felt like it was all my fault. You know, in my mind, I'm like, if I wouldn't have stayed in this relationship, you know, this wouldn't have never happened.
After you all have heard the presentation, it's going to motivate you to just keep doing what you're doing, whether you are a student, whether you are an adult.
I'm Manny Chris. I have a story to tell y'all about trials and tribulations I went through and how this school has helped me get through it. Around March of 2023, I enrolled into DAVA after moving here from Las Vegas, Nevada. As soon as I stepped into the school, I felt extremely welcome. Unfortunately, my godfather passed, so I went back home to help with funeral arrangements and be there for my extended family. While I was in Vegas, I was arrested for a number of things I regret. I was never able to physically attend any classes. And even though I was never able to actually go to their school, they still supported me and helped me extremely while I was incarcerated in the Clark County Juvenile Detention Center.
When he came in as a senior according to his age, but because this is a credit recovery school, if we looked at his credits would classify him as a freshman. And because he was supposed to have started here with us, I didn't want anything to impede him from finishing because he came here with the goal to finish. And so my objective was, let's put together a plan and let's send it. And this is a stamp of approval to say that if he follows this plan, he will graduate on time.
Grandma told me now or later, you gonna be looking for your savior. Pray to God. When you ain't got no paper, always said that the streets won't save you.
He got sentenced to up to 3 years in the juvenile prison. So he got sent to Caliente Youth Center. That's 2 hours away from Las Vegas, Nevada. And that's where he continued to stay up until December the 18th.
They called, they sent emails, they sent letters. They did everything they could to show them that they're not going to stop until they give me my chance.
They have never seen anything like this before. And so on their end, I think it was a matter of, how do we do this? how do we take this information on what this school is saying and really apply it?
Vegas, they are not really too fond of, helping your child grow. They would rather punish your child and say, hey, no, just write him off, make him another statistic. But DAVA wasn't going for it.
Is it something that's real? Can it be done in a sufficient amount of time? And because the school was so many miles away, over 1,000 miles away, I think on the physical sense, we were just too far away to really communicate with each other. So as a result of that, we were in constant contact, making sure that, one, did they have any follow-up questions? Did they have additional questions? What seemed to be the problem? Because on their end, you have someone who's coming in at 3 credits, then that means that they would have to take those classes in 4 years. But what we were saying was, well, we are a credit recovery school. This is what we specialize in. We have a bubble sheet where it has all the classes that needs to be taken. And we put each student on a track, on a plan for them to graduate. And it's up to them to determine how intense do they want to finish.
Quick to make a rapper pass the stick, you ain't cut for the game. I was by my dolly in the stoley swerving and switching the lane. He told me pray to God because your homies ain't never gonna save you.
I couldn't take classes or do any lessons. I had to take tests and tests out of each class without being able to study, and I did just that. I stayed determined to do everything I could to graduate. Soon after I was allowed to go to school, I was sent to a state facility, and they told me I had to pass 6 tests of things I learned from the 9th grade to the 12th in order to graduate. I stayed focused though, and I thought about everything DAVA did to help me get to this point, so I told myself I gotta make everyone that supported me through this obstacle proud. I passed all the tests with very high scores, and I was able to graduate. I was the first person from the school to graduate in the juvenile center. They had to get accredited in order for me to graduate, and they did. If they wouldn't have gotten accredited, I would have just got a GED, but I wasn't accepting that. DAVA pushed me to do great, and it forced the facility to do the same. I was so stuck on having tunnel vision that I didn't see all the opportunities in front of me. But with the mighty grace of God, my eyes were opened. I would like to thank all of the staff, teachers, and counselors of CYC and CO Bastion for showing unconditional support and pushing me when I felt like giving up.
They kept emailing like, no. They were saying, Vegas was saying that Manny needed to get like 24 credits in order to graduate. It wasn't going to work. He only had this many credits. Well, Ms. Harrison reached out to them and said she don't care how many credits he need. They came up with a plan for Manny to graduate on time, and they were sticking to it.
He had to believe in it. He had to believe that he has the strength and the courage to take it. The good thing about it is that once the school out there believed in our plan, each time Manny would pass the class, they would communicate with us to let us know that he had finished and that he was going to the next class.
My first court date, they told me that I was a menace to society and that I was a terrible person, that I'll never be anything. So that really bothered me a lot too, because they don't even know me yet, and you're already putting this on my name or trying to make me out to be this person when technically you don't know the whole story. You've never gotten my side of the story.
When he went in, they gave him up to 3 years in prison. But once he got in there and they seen who Manny was, because Manny is genuinely a great kid, he follows instructions, he's not unruly. So when he got in there, he became a leader in this program. When Manny graduated, someone, anonymous donor, donated $25,000 to him because he was the first child to graduate from that school.
Going to college for music and audio engineering, and I dreamed to be a recording artist or a songwriter. And I want to, if that doesn't work, I honestly just want to be in the entertainment business anyway, because I feel like that's my calling.
Grandma told me now or later, you gon' be looking for your savior. Pray to God, when you ain't got no paper, always said that the streets won't save you.
They played a very big part, and I will never forgive them. I would never forget anything that they did for me, and I'm very, very, very thankful. I genuinely feel like if it wasn't for their support and their help, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be a graduate. I honestly probably wouldn't even be free.
Always said that the streets won't save ya. No, I ain't worried about a hater. I'm trying to stack up this paper. What I don't got, no, I'ma make up. Cause I know